What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of utter boredom, man. That's right, Doody decided he wanted to take kind of a mini break this weekend and not really watch too much DSP content. I got a couple videos out, but nothing that major. But yeah, it's today's Monday, so Doody's back into the full swing of it. We did get a couple blowouts or burnouts from our boy Phil, which we'll talk about on my podcast today at 10 o'clock. But now let us watch the daily rap and see what Phil had to say about his streaming day.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the daily wrap for what was Sunday. Almost got off track there. May the 4th, 2025, which of course means that today was May the 4th Be With You Day, Star Wars Day. Unlike last year, there's really no Star Wars games really in the rotation or available to play. If you remember last year, we actually played the Star Wars Battlefront collection, which was a buggy mess, but at least it was something. Nothing really going on this year. So instead, I actually did a lightsaber light show all day. As you can see, it was the red lightsaber versus the blue lightsaber, dueling it out behind me in my LEDs, while we also had a Star Wars crawl text going across the screen. It was pretty neat, something cool to do. Anyway, today we got a heck of a lot of progress.
All right, well, I'm gonna stop it there. Of course, Phil does nothing. Phil only does stuff to try to garner some money or whatever. And the only reason why he even acknowledged May the 4th was because he was hoping to get some residual income from that somehow. And how does he celebrate May the 4th? Well, of course, in typical DSP style, he does the most minimal thing possible, and that's doing a stupid light show, which he had to continuously tell everybody what it was because no one got it. And he used fonts, that's right, for the leaderboard. Of course, he would use Republic credits for the day. Again, just put half-ass effort into everything. Doesn't try anything new. There could have been so many cool things you could have done about Star Wars. You could have done a segment on your podcast where you talked about your interactions with the Star Wars IP. Maybe talk about the games you played. Maybe do a tier list where you can rank your favorite game and your favorite Star Wars movies. There was so much you can actually do. Now, I know most of the new content is garbage. Completely understand that. But there's still some good Star Wars stuff, especially the older stuff. Episodes 1 through 6, plus the Clone Wars, are pretty good content, which you can dig into and you can make a show out of. But of course, not Phil. Phil wanted to focus on, light shows and fonts. That's right. God, man. Good Lord. And then people always say, Phil, and then you wonder why people criticize you and your effort. You put little effort in anything. You might as well have just brought it up because you're not a Star Wars fan. The people in your chat really aren't Star Wars fans, so why even bring it up? You didn't even play a Star Wars game-related game. You could have whipped out an old game, dude. Do Knights of the Old Republic for a day. And I'm pretty sure that people would have been excited. Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 are one of the best RPG games out there. You could have taken Phil. Here's some advice, Phil. You could have taken a day, you could have played Knights of the Old Republic. I guarantee you would have probably made bank because your dents would have loved that shit. And then you could have made it an ongoing playthrough. And then milk it for 4 or 5 streams until the tips dried up. And then you could wage quit that. But you see how anything that requires a remote amount of thought and effort, Phil won't do. So fucking pathetic, man. There were so many people out there doing Star Wars stuff. Some of it negative, but at least they talked about Star Wars. And you did nothing. You did fucking fonts. And you did fonts and a light show that no one understood. Okay, let's keep going.
And a heck of a lot done, so let's talk about it. First off, on the podcast, we had one major agenda. What games are in the running for the upcoming Viewers' Choice Marathon that will take place this week? And so, we had to look at that and see what was going to happen. And I'm happy to report that we have 8 games now that are in the running. We have 2 polls that I have posted up on the posts tab of DSP Gaming. So I hope that you'll check them out if you have not yet. Currently, one poll has 800 votes and one has 900. So good voting, okay? What are the games in the running? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Berserker Kazan, American Truck Simulator, Lost Records Tape 2, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, Counter-Strike 2, Class of '09, and Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door Remake. So, what you need to do, head to the main channel page here of DSP Gaming on YouTube, head to the Posts tab, scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see 2 different polls. Please vote on both. Your vote is very important this time around. The top 4 games that are voted most votes will actually be played in the marathon. Now, depending on how it goes, we may need other games for backup games. So literally every vote counts here. We're going to go and how many votes each game got. I have no clue. I'm not looking yet. We might check in tomorrow, okay? So, FYI, pacing, it looks like this marathon at the earliest will be Tuesday, but may also be Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how things go. Allow me to explain what I mean. First stream today after the...
All right, I want to stop it there, of course, because he's going to talk about money, which is his most cherished thing to talk about in life is, of course, money. So let's look at the poll real quick. Let's look at the poll. And you know what? These polls are so stupid and pointless. You know why? Because Phil's going to want to do whatever the hell he wants to do. He's going to claim that the trolls skewed the poll. As you can see here, Doody actually voted. That's right. It looks like Lost Records Tape 2 is in the lead. Well, close to in the lead. It was in the lead. Now, the best game probably out of the bunch here is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I would probably say out of the bunch. But you know that people are going in and doing Lost Records 2, Tape 2, because they want Phil to play it. You know he's not going to play it. Even if it garners 70% of the vote, Phil's not going to play that game. He's going to claim that the trolls ruined everything and that they selected Lost Records because they don't want Phil to succeed. So he's not going to play that game. And then right here, I personally think Counter-Strike would probably be the worst game for Phil to play. Because Counter-Strike actually is kind of a team-based game and requires you to actually talk on the mic, which, of course, we all know that Phil is afraid to do. And that looks like it's in first place. Class of 09 is in second place, which seems like garbage, too. So, anyway, I say all this because it doesn't really matter what people vote on. Phil's going to pick whatever game he wants to play anyway. Because, of course, you know, he's going to blame the trolls for ruining everything. So, if you haven't voted, go out there and vote. My 2 votes are Lost Records, Tape 2, and Counter-Strike 2. So, yes, so make sure to go out and vote. Vote early and often.
The podcast was the continuation of Clair Obscure Expedition 33. I'm proud to say it was a great stream, tons of fun, major story progress, but also a lot of side content opened up. We spent a major part of the stream in a whole optional dungeon area with tons of things to discover, optional mini bosses and fights, really cool stuff. Our party leveled up, getting used to the new character CL that we had just recruited last time. Major good stuff, really good stream in my opinion, okay? And we hit a support goal, getting us to 46 out of 50 goals hit. Late stream tonight, Minecraft Java Edition, and I managed to get a mod working for shaders, which had 2 different modes. We tried both. One made all this great lighting and effects happen. The other made the game look realistic. It actually added real clouds, water that moved like real-life water. It was mind-blowing. Minecraft looked so dramatically different with the shaders enabled, and tons of progress tonight, okay? Including finishing the house, building a whole dock system that's protected so we can fish for unlimited food. Whenever it rains, we're definitely going to be fishing. And building a big pen around the side of my home that now we can start to put animals in so we can use them as livestock. But that's kind of where we ran out of time. But we had tons of engagement, tons of support, tons of interaction, and guess what? We hit another goal. So we're now at 47 out of 50 goals hit. So when I tell you I'm not sure when we're doing the marathon, here's why. It all depends on tomorrow. All right, tomorrow, if we hit 3 support goals, we're doing the marathon on Tuesday. If we don't hit 3 support goals, well, we'll probably end up doing it Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how Tuesday goes, right? So let's talk about tomorrow. So on the podcast tomorrow, obviously we'll take a quick look at how the voting's going for Viewer's Choice.
Again, like I stated a minute ago, it doesn't matter because he's going to play whatever the fuck he wants to play anyway, right? Anyway, real quick, let's talk about the marathon. So, the man was desperate to have the marathon on the weekends because, yes, it's true, more people would watch on the weekend and more than likely more people would probably support. So he's so desperate now that he's willing to do it on the weekday. He's like, all right, I got to get it done. In my opinion, I think the reason this is because of the taxes. The reason why we've been seeing such an increase in begging by Phil, I mean, like, and it's not just begging to hit the goal. Every single stream now, he's talking about hitting multiple goals. It's not simply just one goal, it's multiple goals. He's now escalated to the point where he wants to make it a normal practice that hitting 2 goals per stream is the new norm. It's no longer it's going to be 150. We're going to see that continuously increase more and more. The Reddit's going to increase. And you're wondering, well, why? Why is he doing this? Well, because, well, 1, he's greedy. But 2, I really think it's the taxes. I think what ended up happening was he got his tax bill. Of course, he doesn't have any money because he went ahead and spent all his money on WWE Champions, DoorDash, all of the shit for his background. You know, all the stuff he claimed was donated, which wasn't donated. He spent money on that, and he has 0 money in his pocket. And of course, instead of being a good steward of his finances and pay your taxes monthly or quarterly, of course he didn't do that. He may have just made his routine payment, didn't account for the additional money that he made. There was roughly about $16,000 to $20,000 in 2024 that he didn't pay for. He didn't pay the taxes on. So you're talking anywhere between $5,000 and $6,000. He doesn't have $5,000 or $6,000 to give up to the government. I'm sorry. So more than likely, what he probably did was he probably deferred it. He has until October, I think, if he deferred his taxes, to pay that amount on top of the taxes he has to continuously pay. And then the back taxes he's still paying on. I think he's in a pinch. I really do. I really think he's in a pinch. And that's why he's so stressed out about hitting these goals, hitting double goals, and hitting these 50 marathons. Don't put it past him to say, hey guys, the 50 goal marathon was such a success that I want to start increasing that to every 25 streams just to give you a reward. You know, he's going to hype it up and make it seem like he's giving you something, which he isn't. And he's going to start doing quarter 25 goal hits marathons. And it's going to continue and escalate. And I'm just not sure how long these dents can continue funneling this. I mean, he's been getting some support lately from new people. So I think there's either new people coming in or old dents that just change your name. I'm not sure. But, you know, the kick all dried up. The kick is dried up. He eventually gets a couple subs, 5 or 6 subs here and there, but that's dried up. He averages anywhere between 20 and 30 subs a week on Twitch. And you can tell that he's getting frustrated with Twitch because he blew up on Twitch last night. We saw that on the podcast. Not sure, seriously, how much longer he's going to keep streaming on Twitch. Because in his eyes, he has this money amount. And if he doesn't hit it from Twitch, he's going to just say it's not worth it and wage quit it. He's going to quit it. And I think also he's really tired of the LARPing and the trolling. The LARPing and the trolling has gotten out of control. It really has. But I have to say at least 95% of the people in his kick chat are LARPers or trolls. 95% of them. All of them have troll names. They make fun of him. The Pepe emojis with the torch is out there in full force. And anything he says, they mock. I mean, there's about 10 of them that just go hard on Phil. They go hard on him, and they don't care if he bans them because all they do is just create a new sock account and come right back in. The nice thing about Kick is you can pretty much create as many kick accounts as you want. There's no limit. There's no restrictions. You know, YouTube actually put a restriction in not too long ago with Google where you can only create, I believe you can only create about 10 accounts per month with Gmail. And I think you need a Gmail account for a YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. And you get restricted on how many you can create per month. I think what happens too is that if you create one too many accounts in a given day, it's going to ask you to attach it to a phone number. And I know most people don't like to attach their phone numbers to YouTube, so there you go. But Kick has none of those restrictions. You create an email and you have an account, and there's no limitations. They just don't give a shit. So it should be interesting to see how long he goes with Twitch and how long he continues dealing with this nonsense. We already got we got him blowing up yesterday with his kick chat, and essentially laying the ban hammer down, where he's not putting up with anything anymore. And the reason why, of course, he's not putting up with anything anymore is because he's not getting the support. Before he was getting support, he would get anywhere between 100 to 200 kick subs a week, and he dealt with the trolling. Now that he's getting between 10 and 20 subs a week, yeah, he's not going to put up with that nonsense. So unless, of course, the people in Kick, the LARPers, start giving him money, I don't foresee this going on much longer. I mean, these 60 dents in that stream every day, LARPing, that's going to be a thing of the past pretty soon. Because as soon as he sees a troll account, he's just going to ban them. I mean, right now, him and his mods literally work, an hour, at least an hour a day, banning accounts every fucking day. So, you really think Phil's going to continue that nonsense for the little amount of subs he's getting on Kick? Nah, I don't see it. Anyway, that's all I have to say, folks. Come check out my stream at 10 o'clock. It should be fun. We're going to get into his little mini rant yesterday and where he put the Kick chat on notice. And, we're going to have some fun. So stop by. It's at 10 o'clock Eastern. Peace out.